Hey, this is Donald Heslop, dual CCIE and owner and principal of Padlock Technologies, here to talk about SSL decryption. Now, in previous videos, I may have brought this up. Maybe it was secure access, maybe it was just firewalls in general. But today I'm going to actually dedicate a video about SSL decryption, why you should do it, what are some of the pros and cons of it, and then, different methodologies here. So let's go to the board. We're going to first name it here SSL decryption. So what is SSL decryption? Basically, SSL decryption is a man-in-the-middle attack between the outside world and the inside world, or your organization, and the firewall sits in the middle. So let's say we have a firewall here, and I'll just say FTD because that's what I was trained on, and other firewalls as well, but I'll strictly focus on the FTD. And then you have the internet. All right, you got your traffic that way. And then you have your network, internal network. All right. And that traffic's going here, right? So there are technically two styles of SSL decryption. They have different use cases, but the majority of the time you're going to use one over the other. So the two styles of SSL decryption that the FTD can do, now other versions of firewalls can do it as well. There is the outbound method, and then there is the inbound method. All right, so the outbound method is known as decrypt and resign. And then the inbound method is known key. All right, so let's get into a little bit more detail about each method. So the first method we're going to talk about is outbound SSL decrypt. So this is your typical man-in-the-middle firewall kind of situation. So we're going to have the FTD again. And then we're going to have INET. You have your communication there. And then we'll have your internal network. And the reason this is called decrypt and resign is because out here in the internet, you do not own the servers, right? So you don't know the key or the certificate in the key, right? You don't own this. So in here, you don't own servers, right? So when someone from the outside world wants to talk to SSL, what's going to end up happening is that traffic is going to get intercepted by the firewall, right? It's going to inspect it. So we'll just say inspect. Basically, it's going to decrypt the SSL packet, inspect it, and then it's going to re-sign it. All right, it's going to re-sign it and then send it to you. Now, in order to do this method, you're going to have to put a certificate on this box. So this will have a certificate that's actually going to do the re-signing. All right. So if you open up your browser, what you'll see is some of them say secure by, or you will see something that says verified by whoever. When you do the outbound decryption method, it's going to be verified by whatever this key CN is. So you can say, the FQDN could be something like SSL decrypt .x.x, all right? And you'll see this in your browser. You're only going to do this usually on the outbound, so from people from the inside going to the outside, because again, this is the key here, you don't own those servers. That's why you would do that. The next method here is inbound SSL decryption. All right. Now this is called known key decryption. And the reason why this is called known key decryption, so we'll put our same scenario, which is the FTD, and then we have the INET. All right. And then you have your internal network. And what you're going to do, this type of decryption is for people that are actually trying to access resources on the inside of your network. So let's say you have like a web server here, maybe an FTP or server here, some kind of outside internal resource that people want to get to. So obviously, this is going to have some type of NAT function to the outside world, so they can actually get, an IP address assigned to the internal resource. The difference here, though, is what you're going to do is you're going to take the certificate, so the pub and the priv, or private, if you want to say that, on each of these, and you're going to upload them up to the FTD. All right. So now, let's say we have users, someone over here tries to access these internal resources. What's going to happen is I'm going to come out, hit that address, and then the FTD is going to present the certificate as if I was the web server. So I'm basically going to act as if I was the resource. All right, we'll just do web here, right? So what you're going to see is the certificate, but it's really coming from the FTD. And when you do, this allows you to do inbound inspection. All right, so I can do inspection of whatever is going on between here. I can look at the packet and say, okay, I'm going to present the certificate as if I was this internal resource, and then I'm going to do inspection, malware inspection, IPS. Let's put that there. So this could be malware, IPS inspection, and it allows me to, block any bad guys. So block, that's my favorite character here, any bad guys from doing something malicious to the website, because now you can see that traffic. If you don't do inbound encryption and you have, you're protecting some resources that does have access to the outside world, if you're not doing inbound SSL decryption, you technically can't see it, right? And I'm always a component of you can't protect what you don't inspect. All right? You should always keep that rule in play, right? If I can't see it, I don't know what kind of traffic this is. That means I can't protect against any of the bad guys that may come in. Now, there is something that is going to probably get rid of SSL decryption. I don't know yet, but it's a new protocol. So basically, this protocol is called QUIC. All right, this is a new protocol. Right? Right now, currently, to my knowledge, there is no QUIC decryption. Right? It's a new protocol. I haven't seen any QUIC decryption yet. So SSL decryption will not work if you are using the QUIC protocol. Right? If you're using QUIC protocol, it's a different protocol. It's not technically SSL, so you can't break it apart, inspect the tracker, and then re-sign it. Right? So this is a protocol that's going to be used in the future. They're kind of using it already, and I can see, QUIC decryption coming down the pipeline probably later on, but they probably got to test to see, making sure they don't break the communication if they try to go in here and decrypt the traffic. Secure access also does this as well. Again, depending on your firewall, you may not have enough bandwidth, because there is a bandwidth hit when you do SSL decryption. You can actually have your FTD, and I said this in my secure access video, you have a tunnel up to secure access, all right? And then secure access can do your SSL decryption, you know, inbound and outbound. But this is more of an advanced technique because you can technically do this on box too. But if your box is too small or they can't take it, just, you know, create a tunnel. This would be your tunnel. Up to secure access. Our umbrella can do this as well. But if you're an umbrella client, I highly suggest you go to secure access. But if you have umbrella, you can do this method here and then do your SSL decryption, inbound, outbound, malware inspection, all that stuff. You can do it in the cloud. So again, that's my dogs in the back if you can hear it, but you know, hopefully you can't. So that's all I really have to say about the topic of SSL decryption. There's really only two methods, inbound and outbound. Now, if you are thinking about implementing this type of SSL decryption in your firewall, if you have an FTD, you don't know how to do it, I can do that for you. I'm going to leave a link in the description for Let's Talk at padlocktech.com. You can schedule a discovery call, and then, you know, we'll get on the call. I can't sell you because I don't know what you're doing right now. So this is really a true and honest discovery call. Again, the link's going to be in the description. Hopefully this video was very informative. Thank you and have a nice day.